Here's how to build muscle after the age of 40. Some of the things that I had to let go was lifting extremely heavy weights. What I do is this right here.
Are you training hard, eating healthy, and taking care of your body? And still not seeing muscle grow the way you expected after 40?
You train properly for hypertrophy, yes, you can still increase muscle size past age 40.
Maybe the problem isn't what you're lacking, but what you're doing without realizing it.
The first secret to boosting muscle strength after 40 is progressive resistance training.
There are hidden habits that not only slow your progress, but sabotage all the effort you put in at the gym. Stay with us because this will make you rethink your entire routine and could change your physique forever. When we reach our 40s, the body begins going through silent but powerful changes that affect our ability to gain muscle. Starting at age 30, you can lose between 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade without specific action, a phenomenon science calls sarcopenia. This means that simply maintaining the same routine we had at 20 is no longer enough to see results. Recovery after training also becomes slower because our body produces less growth hormone and testosterone, two fundamental pillars for building muscle. But here's the reality. It doesn't matter if you don't have an athlete's genetics or if you've gone years without training. Recent studies from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that with proper training and consistency, people over 40 can gain between 1 to 3 kilos of lean muscle in a 12-week program. What changes isn't the ability to gain muscle, but the way we need to train, eat, and recover. There's a very common myth that says, after 40 you can't build muscle, you can only preserve it. That's not true. What does happen is that growth requires more patience and an approach tailored to the particularities of the mature body. To achieve it, you need to be strategic. Control training volume and intensity to avoid injuries, optimize nutrition to support regeneration, and take care of rest and recovery to maximize the hormones that directly impact muscle development. But how do you know if you're adapting your routine well? What mistakes are preventing you from seeing results at this age? That comes in the next chapter, where we'll reveal the keys to strategic training for those over 40 who want real, lasting muscle. Training after 40 is not simply lifting weights like you did at 20. Now, the strategy must be much smarter and more focused. Science tells us that to keep gaining muscle, we need to focus on training with efficiency, impeccable technique, and above all, preventing injuries that can be a relentless obstacle to progress. A balanced program includes key compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and presses, which activate large muscle groups and produce the tension needed to stimulate growth. But there's a detail few people notice. Recovery is slower after 40, so the ideal training frequency is usually between 3 and 4 days per week, allowing the body to recover and adapt properly. Additionally, volume and intensity must be adjusted. It's not about training more, but better. Sets of 5 to 8 reps with moderate to heavy weights work to strengthen muscle fiber, and combining them with sets of 10 to 15 reps at a controlled tempo helps generate the metabolic stress needed for hypertrophy. Another rarely mentioned factor is the importance of warm-up and mobility. Before lifting, dedicating at least 10 minutes to joint mobility and muscle activation can make the difference in avoiding injuries and optimizing strength. Have you ever felt like your joints don't respond the same way? It may be because you haven't optimized this fundamental part of training. It's also vital to incorporate complementary exercises to correct muscular imbalances that develop with age and a sedentary lifestyle. For example, strengthening the lower back, glutes, and stabilizing muscles not only prevents pain, but makes you stronger for your main lifts. Finally, progression must be slow and safe. Forcing weights beyond your real capacity can cause injuries that will sideline you for months. Here, patience is key. Gradually increasing weights and intensity without compromising form guarantees consistent and lasting results. In summary, strategic training to build muscle after 40 is much more than lifting weights. It's combining efficiency, prevention, variety, and actively listening to your body. Want to know how to bring that strategy to your nutrition? The next chapter will reveal it and change the way you eat forever. Nutrition is the foundation that supports any muscle development program, and from age 40 onward, it becomes even more critical and strategic. The mature body changes its metabolism and the way it processes nutrients. Simply eating more protein without a realistic plan adjusted to your needs no longer works. Here, the quality and distribution of food is key. First, protein must be a priority at every meal. Studies show that consuming between 20 and 35 grams of protein rich in leucine, an essential amino acid, is fundamental to activating muscle synthesis and repairing it after training. The best sources are whole varied foods: chicken, fish, eggs, lean meat, and dairy like Greek yogurt. Did you know that muscle doesn't just need protein, but also an adequate intake of carbohydrates for energy and to facilitate recovery? Don't fall into extremes. Neither aggressive caloric deficit nor uncontrolled overeating, since the body at this age tends to gain fat easily. A slight caloric surplus, well distributed in macros, is ideal for increasing muscle without accumulating unwanted fat. Supplementation can also help you accelerate results, but with caution. Creatine is one of the most studied and effective supplements for people over 40, as it improves strength and muscle recovery capacity. Additionally, omega-3s, though less well known, are allies for reducing inflammation and improving insulin sensitivity, facilitating not only muscle gain, but also better overall metabolic health, a point few people cultivate. Hydration directly impacts performance and recovery. Drinking enough water before, during, and after training is just as essential as food itself. Now, a key question: how often do you adjust your eating plan? Over time, your needs change, and following the same plan without adjustments can stall your progress. Next, we'll address the key role that hormones, sleep, and stress play, and how mastering those factors can be the difference between gaining muscle or just feeling frustrated. After 40, many people don't realize that the real engine for gaining muscle goes beyond the gym and diet. Hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, HGH, naturally decrease with age, and this directly affects your body's ability to build and maintain muscle mass. But here's the good news. Not all is lost if you learn to optimize these natural processes. Rest is the fundamental pillar. Quality sleep, including deep and REM phases, is when your body releases the greatest amount of growth hormone. Sleeping between 7 and 9 hours daily significantly promotes the repair and growth of muscle tissue. On the contrary, lack of sleep or interrupted sleep raises cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which not only prevents muscle growth, but can also cause muscle mass loss. Chronic stress is another great silent enemy. It not only sabotages your hormones, but increases inflammation and makes recovery harder. Simple techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or even walking outdoors can reduce it and promote hormonal balance. Many athletes over 40 underestimate the impact of sleep and stress on their physique, focusing only on training and diet. Did you know that stress management can be just as effective for building muscle as an extra workout? So, how do you eat, sleep, and manage stress? This is a point you need to evaluate honestly if you're looking for real results. We've reached a critical point. Why, despite the effort, do many people over 40 fail to gain muscle? The answer lies in subtle, common mistakes that can sabotage all the hard work. Mistake number 1, training without a warm-up or doing it wrong. The lack of a proper warm-up increases the risk of injury, reduces training quality, and limits effective muscle activation. It's not just about warming up for the sake of it, but preparing muscles, tendons, and joints for the effort ahead. Second mistake, overdoing high-intensity cardio. While cardio is vital for health, too much can wear out your joints and divert the energy needed for muscle recovery, especially at this stage of life. Another frequent mistake is ignoring prevention, not strengthening stabilizing muscles or correcting imbalances that accumulate with age. These imbalances can create pain, poor posture, and limitations that hold back your progress. The fourth fatal mistake is not adjusting nutrition to changing needs. Continuing to eat the same way you did at 25 without tracking macros or quality can transform your body composition toward fat instead of muscle. Finally, many people underestimate recovery. Repeating intense workouts without giving the body the time it needs to repair muscle fibers is a guarantee of stagnation and chronic fatigue. Have you stopped to think about whether any of these habits are sneaking into your routine without you realizing it? Focus on avoiding these mistakes, and you'll dramatically change the course of your results. If there's one secret that can make the difference between stagnating and achieving real change, it lies in understanding that muscle growth doesn't happen while you're lifting weight, but in the time you give your body to build muscle between workouts. Many believe that to gain muscle, you need to train more, add more weight, or spend hours at the gym. But the truth, backed by studies in muscle physiology, is that protein synthesis and muscle fiber repair happen mainly during rest and deep sleep. This means that training quality is only one side of the equation. The other side is giving your body the optimal environment to repair and grow. Sleeping well, eating correctly, and managing stress are the invisible keys that determine whether your muscles will grow. Additionally, intelligent progressivity is fundamental. Small, consistent increases in intensity or volume, combined with optimal recovery, will lead you to real and lasting results without unnecessary injuries or frustration. So before looking for the next tip or miracle supplement, review how you manage your recovery. Often, less is more, and rest is the most powerful tool you have. This balance between effort and rest is the real hidden factor that transforms bodies and lives after 40. Want to discover the exact diet used by the greatest bodybuilder in history to break all barriers and achieve a legendary physique? Don't miss our next video where we reveal every detail step by step. Click now and get ready to transform your body like never before.